The courage to conquer the meaning of life. The message of André Malraux' less concurrence in our lives. We occasionally ponder questions like, who am I, and for what purpose do I live? Or does my life truly have any meaning? Though we strive to find answers, the world is often complex, and our individual lives may seem insignificant. During such times, we turn to books for wisdom. Yet, choosing which book to read can be daunting, and grappling with difficult texts can lead to hesitation or even a headache while flipping through the pages. Here is a book that offers profound insight into these very concerns. Less Concurrence, The Conquerors, by André Malraux, a great French writer, adventurer, revolutionary, and art theorist. While the novel is set against the backdrop of the revolutionary turmoil in China during the 1920s, it goes beyond merely recounting historical events. Instead, it invites you on a journey to explore fundamental questions about the essence of human life, how we live, and how we each discover our own meaning. André Malraux, the portrait of an intellectual in action. Before delving into Less Concurrence, it's important to understand its author, André Malraux. He was not merely someone who wrote from his desk. Born in 1901, he fully lived through the dramatic 20th century. As an archaeologist in the French colony of Indochina, he participated in anti-colonial movements, commanded the Republican Air Force in the Spanish Civil War, and acted as a resistance hero during World War II. After the war, he served as Minister of Culture in Charles de Gaulle's government, contributing greatly to the development of French cultural and artistic life. Malraux' life itself was a continuous series of conquests. Through his life, he demonstrated the importance of action and participation, and these intense experiences are deeply embedded in his literary works. Hence, Less Concurrence is not just a fictional story but also resembles a confession from a thoughtful individual who has witnessed human nature firsthand and grappled with these questions in the front lines of life. Understanding his life makes the struggles and choices of the characters in the book even more vivid. Chaotic China. The conquerors searching for the meaning of life. Less Concurrence is set in mid-1920s Guangzhou, China. At that time, China was in a revolutionary fervor amidst foreign invasions and warlord conflicts. The novel portrays individuals who each dream of their own form of conquest amidst this turmoil. The protagonist, Guérin, is a Swiss revolutionary who, after joining revolutionary movements in Europe, becomes a propagandist for the Guangzhou revolutionary government. Guérin rejects the existing order and the meaninglessness of life by choosing action. Rather than ideals or doctrines, he relies on pragmatic judgments and resolute action to stand at the heart of revolution. His revolution is not aimed at building an ideal society but represents a painful struggle to affirm his existence and conquer the fear of death. He is a typical conqueror who seeks to impose his will and reshape reality amidst chaos. Another major character is Hong, a Chinese intellectual and revolutionary leader who received French education. Unlike Guérin, Hong is grounded in strong beliefs in ideals and justice. He is an idealist seeking to restore human dignity and achieve national liberation. However, the reality of revolution is far removed from Hong's ideals. Witnessing the violence, betrayals, and sacrifices of individuals for the revolutionary cause, Hong experiences deep inner conflict. His conquest is a struggle to realize ideals in reality, yet this process risks corrupting those very ideals themselves. Numerous other characters also appear, each seeking life's meaning and proving themselves amidst the chaos. The novel poignantly portrays the essence of human beings, struggling with their will and frustrations amidst the vast flow of revolution and the limits of a finite life. The deep message of Less Concurrence. Now, let's discuss why this book should be recommended in reading essays targeting those without substantial knowledge or cultivation, and why it remains relevant for our lives today. 1. The meaning of life through action. Proving oneself amid meaninglessness. Less Concurrence begins with a philosophical premise: life is fundamentally meaningless. Our lives will eventually end, and all we achieve will inevitably vanish. This harsh reality can lead to despair. However, Malraux does not deny this meaninglessness. Instead, he urges us to face it and create meaning through action. The character Garin seeks meaning solely in action itself. He attempts to conquer the emptiness of death and the uncertainty of life by imprinting his will onto the world. Ordinary people's lives may not be as grand as revolutions, but we face our own battlefields daily. If we fall into apathy and do nothing, or merely submit to the status quo, life may feel all the more hollow. Les Conquérants asks us, what will you do? What will you conquer through your life? Whether it is a small challenge at work, devotion to family, efforts to learn something new, overcoming bad habits, or simply living diligently for one day, each of these acts is a form of conquest that affirms our will and gives life meaning. The novel shows how the mere act of striving to overcome oneself can be a powerful motivator, regardless of ideology or belief. 2. The conflict between ideals and reality, and human limitations. The struggles of idealists like Hong offer important insights. Even grand goals and good intentions can falter or distort in the face of complex interests and human desires. Revolution, a massive cause, often brings violence and sacrifice and may even lose its purity. This applies to our everyday lives as well. We often encounter the gap between ideals and reality in our plans, dreams, and relationships. While the book doesn't provide answers to how we should respond to this gap, it raises a critical question: how much will you tolerate to preserve your ideals? Or how much will you compromise with reality? While there may be no definitive answer, reflecting deeply on this question can help us understand life's complexities and make wiser decisions. Recognizing that the world isn't black and white and that the boundaries between good and evil are often blurred is key to a mature attitude toward life. 3. Human dignity confronting death. How do we transcend death? A profound meditation on death runs through Malraux's works, and this is no different in Les Conquérants. Death constantly threatens the characters and heavily influences their choices. Garin, aware of death's shadow, seeks to conquer his life more intensely. He embraces death as an inevitable fate yet wishes to affirm his existence in the face of it. We often avoid thinking about death. However, death is an unavoidable end for all. This book encourages us to accept death rather than ignore it, to reflect on it as part of life. How will I live and meet death? What do I want to be remembered as when I die? These questions can strongly motivate us to enrich our present lives. The spirit of the conqueror who takes initiative in life may well be humanity's most fundamental attempt to secure dignity in the face of death's emptiness. 4. Role and limitations of the individual in the tides of history. The massive historical event of the Guangzhou Revolution demonstrates that even the strongest individual will is ultimately placed within the flow of the times. Although Garin and Hong stand at the center of the revolution, they too often feel powerless before history's immense forces. This mirrors the limitations individuals face today in the face of social issues and change. Yet, the book does not claim complete helplessness. Instead, it emphasizes that finding one's meaning through choices and actions amidst historical tides is a true conquest of humanity. Even though we cannot entirely alter historical currents, the novel offers insight into the significance of our small actions within these currents and how we can shape our lives. Conclusion: find the courage to conquer your life. André Malraux's Les Conquérants presents challenging questions to its readers. It is not merely an adventurous novel but a philosophical reflection deeply exploring the human psyche. Despite this, I recommend it specifically for those without extensive knowledge or cultivation. This is because true knowledge and cultivation are not simply about acquiring external information or studying. Rather, they emerge from questioning and seeking answers about life's essence through personal reflection. Our world is by no means easy. We often struggle to find meaning, feel easily discouraged, and may even feel weak. Yet Les Conquérants powerfully asserts that, even amidst meaninglessness and despair, we can create life's meaning through action, assert our will, and maintain human dignity in the face of inevitable death. This novel will not provide you with knowledge about the Guangzhou Revolution, but rather insight into your own life revolution. Do not remain confined by others' judgments or societal standards. Embrace the courage to conquer your life in your own way. No matter what path you choose in life, The effort to find your own meaning, act fearlessly, and prove your existence is the true spirit of a conqueror. I sincerely hope you will awaken your inner conqueror by reading Les Conquérants. Your life will become a great history unique to you.